craft space. Welcome to the first ever Desires and Inspirations live event on YouTube. I am so thankful to Lisa and Christy for inviting me to this event. So hopefully it is a success and brings everyone in the collaboration new friends and just some fun and happy crafting. So thank you to them. Opt in for the chance to get, oh my gosh. Okay, so I've never done a YouTube live before. I usually do my lives on Facebook, and that's where a lot of these ladies I've met from. So check out my description. Follow everyone in the collaboration if you're not following. I'm going to do my best to read comments. This setup is a little bit different than Facebook's, but here we go. Hopefully I can see where the comments are. I don't know how to do that, but yeah, maybe I have to have a second device. I'm not totally sure. We'll see how it goes. When you get here, say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. And before I get started in my project, I wanted to say a huge thank you to one of my friends and viewers and subscribers, to Sharon. She sent me these beautiful dangles. You guys, look at these. How amazing are these? I love, love, love them all. This one's going to go on my art journal. It says create, and it has these beautiful music notes on the back, and it's the perfect color. Let me show you the art journal that I am going to put it in. It looks like this. So this dangle, I have to fix the spine. I blew the hole out over here trying to put my eyelet in. There we go. I can see the comments. Hello, Lisa. Hello, Trina. So yeah, so this beautiful dangle is going to go over there. I absolutely love, love, love my Happy Mail. She also made one for my spooky book. I know Lisa just did a Christmas craft, and that's what I have for you, but I have still been working on Halloween and spooky, creepy stuff, and I'm just loving it. Look at this dangle, how it just accents my book. How beautiful is that? Bring on the bling. Hi, Tamara. Okay, so she sent me some other ones too. She sent me ones with cats because I have cats, and even one that's orange because I have an orange cat. Look at this. I just love it. So Sharon, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I know you'll be watching somewhere, if not here live today. So thank you again. I absolutely love these, and we'll put them on my journals. And I don't do a lot of beading because it's very difficult for me to see, especially these fine, dainty seed beads that she did. So I greatly, greatly appreciate those kinds of Happy Mails because it saves me from having to try to do them. Okay, in the White Rose Crafts Gallery group on Facebook, it's a free group, I have been crafting this fun file folder book. It doesn't look quite like this. Over there with the Countdown to Christmas kit that's available from White Rose Crafts. I think it might be sold out actually. And this was supposed to be my prototype, but I kind of messed up. So I'm going to try and save it today and make a new book. And it'll be a little different than that one. So hopefully that'll be okay. Also, I'm in the Christmas A to Z Christmas Challenge. It's a hashtag collaboration with Rach and Bella Crafts and Journals in Time. And my printer of all times decided to go on the fritz. It's a brand new printer, guys. I'm so frustrated. It just won't even hook up to anything. My daughter said, it's a toaster. I was like, no, it's not even a toaster because it doesn't even recognize the bread. Funny, not funny. Anyways, so I can't print out any digitals, but I've been watching along, and I hope you guys have been too here on YouTube. The letters A, B, and C have already been done, and C was just released today. Margaret did a great job. She did circles and a cover and all kinds of other C's. She did Christmas ornaments, and B was for baubles, which is Christmas ornaments. So I'm going to have a little bit of a play with those. I can't add any digitals because my printer is being stupid, but we're going to save this book, and we're going to work on some Christmas ornament bauble things, and I'm going to show you a couple different techniques. Whew, all of that in an hour. Let's go. So how's everybody doing? This is, like I said, my first YouTube live. I love doing lives on Facebook. I don't know why I haven't ever done them on YouTube. I do have a pretty good following here. Hey, there's Christy from Funky Junk. You had to call HP support 2 days in a row. Your printer wouldn't do anything. And it's all, yes, mine too, Karen. And I have another friend who has an HP printer that's new as well. Hers is just a few months older than mine. Same problem. So maybe it's a network-wide problem that they're having. I feel so frustrated because I've been trying to print flyers and trying to print my digitals and trying to print stickers, and it just sits there and it says unavailable. And I'm like, okay, you know, my hardwired printer was never unavailable. Anyways, yep, gonna call them. I just didn't have the time today. Ooh, you were watching the A to Z collab today. Perfect. Margaret did a beautiful cover with corrugated cardboard. I love that. My mixed media heart just absolutely was singing. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Now, on my other journal that I have, I'm not going to show it to you because I'm working on it on Wednesdays in the White Rose Crafts website. And it's got like some of the next steps already ready to go, and I don't want to take it all apart. But we're going to go ahead and try and salvage this one. And I messed up because the die cutter decided to move. It was magnetized, and it did all this funny thing to the cover. So I had to create a new piece kind of like this and then tip it in here. So I just glued it on. So it's got extra pieces and extra things that the other one just doesn't have. So it's not a very good prototype when it's totally different. But that's okay because it kind of led me to a different direction and it gave me something Christmassy to work on with you guys today. I don't normally do many Christmas crafts in November, but I realized if you want to give them as gifts, you kind of need to get them ready so that way December isn't totally stressful. Thank you to Lisa. Huge thank you to Lisa because she said that I am so relaxing to listen to and I describe things very well and she appreciates that. And Lisa, I appreciate you too. That bow was amazing. Oh my goodness. I don't usually work on too much home decor stuff unless if it's a mixed media project. So I love watching home decor crafters make all kinds of beautiful things. So, okay, I kind of cheated a little bit. B for baubles that Bella did from Bella's Crafty Studio here on YouTube. She drew her own and cut them. Like, how crafty is she? Nope, I cheated. I used a die cut, and this came in my kit from the Countdown to Christmas kit that I got from White Rose Crafts. It's actually a die cut by, who is it? Intercuts Dies, Couture Creations, and it is the something bauble set, stained bauble set, I think it says. Lisa's a bow queen. Awesome. Yes. You know, I used to do floral design, and so I had to do bows years and years ago, and I think I just got bow burnout. So now I don't really, I mean, this is about as bow as I get anymore. I do like fun Christmas bows and packages and whatever, but yeah, the paper crafts are more up my alley. Okay, so what we're going to do, we are going to, I put this paper in here. On my other one, I made this one into a shaker, but I am really loving just seeing this gold paper under here. This paper I got from White Rose Crafts, and I am just really loving the look of that. So I'm not going to make a shaker here, but I thought I want to put a shaker somewhere, which meant I needed to have a die cut. So what I'm going to do is make a little tip in for this book. So I simply took my file folder. This is all made out of file folders. I took my file folder, I put my die cuts in here with the blades up, and then I ran it through like this. So it just cut this top layer, and I could still have it be folded like this. So that way, I don't have any laser cutters, Lisa. I do have a Cricut that just sits there, Christy. Christy keeps trying to tell me, Shauna, you need to use that Cricut. It just sits there and takes up space. I think right now I'm looking at it, it has all these things all piled on it. But anyways, my manual die cutters are my go-tos. I know I just grab my paper, grab what I need, and run it through. Hi, Grace. Thanks for joining me here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do a tip in somewhere. I'm going to glue this in. Let's just commit. Let's just do it now. We're going to glue this in. I love this gold paper. And because I glued this in, it also created another pocket that the other book does not have. So if you're watching me on the White Rose Crafts website, this book is definitely a little different. And it went different because I had a die cut snafu, and it's kind of led me to a different project altogether, which is fine. That kind of happens sometimes, and you can discover some really cool stuff. So don't throw things away when they, when they mess up. Paper is paper, guys. It's very forgiving, and it layers. Let's see. That was not where I wanted to put the glue. Nope, it was not. I needed to put the glue around there, but that's okay. We'll just take some of this off. I've got a wet wipe already out. I knew I was going to make a mess. Wouldn't be a craft with me if I wasn't making some sort of a mess. They say when you're eating, that messy food always tastes the best. Well, I wonder if that's true for craft projects too. Not that they taste the best, but they, they turn out the best when they're messier, maybe. Okay, so we're just going to glue this down. I'm not going to make any of these a shaker because I really love the gold paper that we've got going here. And I do have this string I tied in here. This book is completely no-sew, and if you are interested in seeing how it's made, you can check out the replay in the Facebook group White Rose Crafts Gallery. White Rose Crafts Gallery. And it is the Facebook group. It's free for everyone, and it's put together by the White Rose Crafts business, paper crafting business. Okay, so we will glue this down. Now you might want to go in, add some extra glue around here, make sure that those get good and glued down just so they're not sticking up. I also am going to show you a couple of things to do with these baubles. Now, I don't know why I created that lump there, but I don't know that I like it, so I'm going to just snip it away. We don't need it. And it'll stop being an issue. There we go. Except for that piece is a little high there too, so we'll just trim that out. There we go. And we'll glue this down. Now this piece is glued. Now we have a pocket here, and I didn't have that on my first, my other books. So this one has a pocket here, and it does not have a shaker up here. So we need to figure out where we're going to put our shaker bits. And that's going to be in a tip-in. So one of these pieces here will be a tip-in. Now this piece I didn't glue down yet, and I'll show you why. You can see these baubles are really close to the edge of the spine, and that was kind of how I wanted it. But some file folders, when you put them together with this method, it's just glued in. So then you get this kind of messy look here. You can kind of see they're not even, and they're just kind of wonky and whatever. And sometimes that's like their charm, right? They're just different measurements. They're not straight always, and no matter how hard you try in folding them, they don't always go straight. And that's okay. So what I do here is I have this front cover piece that I just want to lift up like this. I've got a little scrap fabric. This is like a 3, I think it's 3 by 7, because this is about 7 inches. And we're just going to glue it in, and we're going to cover this spine. And let's see, what did I do with the tape? Here we go. I'm going to use a little bit of double-sided tape, and then also some liquid glue. You could use hot glue or Fabri-Tac if you want to. Whatever glue works best for you, do that. I wouldn't leave it just to this double-sided tape to hold it, just simply because it's also going to hold this down as well. So we're going to glue this on top. You could keep this and glue this down and keep that as just a flip if you wanted to have this as like a little secret part here that flips open. Maybe we should do that. Maybe I'll just glue this, and we can keep this one as a flip open. That'd be kind of fun. Gives it 2 more surfaces. This book has 14 pages. It has 3 side loading pockets, actually 4 because we have an extra, and 3 top loading pockets. And it's probably going to have more because of these tip-ins. So, okay, so we're not going to glue this one closed. This one's going to just be totally different. Magnets. Yes, magnets would be really cool. Ooh, you're going to figure out how to emboss with your silhouette. How cool is that? I have a silhouette too. It's, don't tell Christy, but it's still in the box on the shelf, and I've never opened it. And it's super old. It's a silhouette cameo, and it's still in the box. It's one of those things I meant to learn how to do it, and then I lost my sight. And being online is like not like this. This way I can use my phone, and it's all, you know, the accessibility and all the good stuff for me. But trying to be on a computer and straining my eyes and all that stuff just doesn't really sound fun to me anymore. So, which is sad because I absolutely love computers, but my eyes do not. Okay, so we're gonna put a little bit of glue here because we still need to glue our fabric in. And we can put paper over this since we're gonna leave this a flap here. The other one, I didn't worry about it because I just glued this to this. So you can do it either way, whatever works best for you. And this fabric is nothing special, it's just some scraps. Just a little 3x6 piece. Now here's the thing. We're covering this spine, but it still has a function. It needs to be able to expand and hold everything in. So we don't want to pull this like super tight, but we do want it to lay flat. So just go ahead and put it in there kind of loose. You don't want like a big loop or anything, but you just want it to be kind of loose, not pulled super snug. So that way the pages have room to expand and do their thing. Okay, and we all know most of my pages kind of start to gator out. So if you want room for some of that ephemera and all that good stuff, you need to make sure you don't pull this super, super tight. Now in the White Rose Crafts Gallery, I showed how to do this, but I didn't actually do it. So this video will kind of be complimentary to that one as well. You can see exactly how I did it. So just some double-sided tape, a little bit of glue, and again, you could use hot glue or Fabri-Tac or whatever glue you want. I've been kind of tossing between Prima glue and Nuvo glue. Okay, and so we're just going to pull this so that it's straight and it lays down, but it doesn't like cause any problems over here. Now, I like my glues because I have a second, so I can like, oh, I need to pull this down a little bit, and it will still move to do what I need it to do. Although I'm saying that, and it's not going anywhere. There we go. Just need it to move just a little bit. Cover that end piece, and cover that end piece. Okay, so you can see it's on here pretty good, but it's not pulled super, super snug. Like I can still kind of pinch just a little bit there. We don't have any loops up here, but you could leave just a little bit kind of like this. And it just needs to have room to expand. Now I don't like this part here, so I will probably cover that up with some lace or some trim or something eventually. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so I don't want to glue that to this, and your ribbon might get a little bit sticky depending on the type of glue that you use, or not your ribbon, your fabric. There we go. So keep that in mind as you're closing this here. You can also put some little clips on if you want to make sure it stays right where you're gluing it. All right, let's find a place for this lovely tip in here. And I have some pages. So these pages here at the top are pockets. But it's not a pocket on the side. So it would be a great place to put one of these here, and we could actually make it a side pocket too. And it's not going to open because we're going to glue this closed. I guess it could if you really wanted it to, but I like to hide all of the pieces of my shakers back there. So now this one has the file folder kind of curves off and makes this little wonky spot. You can cut that off if you want and cut it nice and straight, and then round the corners if you want to. I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Sometimes I do that before I die cut on them, but I just must have not this time. I don't know. Okay. And then we'll use our corner rounder. I've been using the 1/4 inch round on this project. And I've been doing one at a time just because I think it works a little bit better. That one's already done. Do this one. That one went a little weird. Now you can see my file folder is a little wonky here, so we can cut it and try to get it a little straighter. I'm gonna have to round those corners again because I just noticed that. But sometimes they no matter how hard you try, they just won't go straight. And that, I don't know what they do in the file folder factory, but it does get a little bit off. Maybe because they make so many of them, you know, they just kind of go, ish. And usually just for filing your papers, you don't have to have them all matchy-matchy, but for us paper crafters, it is kind of nice. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I got my other one to look like this. I used Distress Oxide in Rustic Wilderness. And you know what, Tim Holtz said, don't do that. And I was like, oh, yep, I've been doing that for years, Tim. So you just simply need to dab and just ink around. And I had this this book kind of sitting on my desk here so that I could rub it around, because when you are inking, depending on how you hold this, how much pressure you're putting, what kind of dauber you're using, and what kind of ink you've got, you'll get a different look when you are inking. Now, some people don't like to ink, and that's okay. You don't have to. There's no rules in junk journaling, so just do whatever makes you happy and fits your project. I personally love to ink most projects. Is everybody starting their Christmas crafts? I know Lisa did a Christmas craft today. I've been seeing lots and lots of Christmas crafts on Facebook Lives. And then, of course, our A to Z Christmas challenge has been going. And then on White Rose Crafts, we're doing the Countdown to Christmas kit. So lots and lots of Christmassy stuff going on. Now this is going to glue down, but I'm just still going to ink the edge just because it might show when I glue it in. And then we're going to transform this to look like my other book before we put the shaker in. Okay, so just the edges there, a little bit more up here, whatever we want to do. So then my other book, I've been kind of doing it all in green, and I really love the green. I kind of went for a little bit, I don't know if I'm done with this cover yet or not, but I kind of went a little more, I don't know, collage-y, mixed media, I guess you would say. The other one is a little more cutesy Christmas. But that's okay, because you can really make the projects your own and turn them into however you want. Now, I have this set from Stampers Anonymous. I told you guys I've still been working on my Halloween crafts, my spooky crafts. This is the Gothic tapestry. And even if you don't want it for Halloween, this music background and this scripty font is absolutely amazing. And that is what I used on my other pages there, how I got that look. And I didn't use a block, I just pulled them off, and I used archival ink. I lost the plastic there. I'll put that back in the sleeve later so you guys don't have to listen to the crinkle, especially if you're wearing headphones. Okay, now you can do this in any color that you want. I just said I used archival ink. Archival ink, here we go. Now, archival ink, the reason you would want to use this is because it is not reactive with water. So anything else that you decide to put on this cover, it's not going to smear or go away, this ink. Now, the green is still able to be manipulated by other inks and water and all the things because it is an oxide. If you don't want to get stamping or inking inside your little die cut circles, just put a little piece of plastic under there while you're stamping, and you can get all around these baubles without actually getting the inside. It's not really going to matter because I'm going to probably put paper down or something, and I'm going to have a shaker in one of them, but still, just to give myself a few more options. You can see I just kind of randomly stamp that down, and it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to get the whole thing even. I haven't even used the whole thing. It's just merely to add some interest. And then I'm going to add some of these music notes. And I love this score of 83. I don't know why, but I do. We'll put it here, there, and a little bit of everywhere. And you can use any piece of the stamp. You can use the whole stamp if you want to. You can make it go whatever way you want to. And see how that plastic just catches that leftover stamp, so I can just go right over all the areas that I want to have some of this stamping. Now I know this style isn't for everybody. I kind of like the collaged style, the layered look, and I don't know that it's going to wind up being like this because I'm going to probably add some more elements that will cover it up, and it's going to have a shaker as well. So who knows what the end result will look like. I will do a flip through when it's all done, so you guys will get to see it. Okay, then you just simply pull this little piece of plastic out. This was a wrapper from something that I got. I use a lot of my wrappers as often as I can, either for something else like we're going to do now, or just simply to provide separation. Sometimes I put in there while things are drying. I feel like that's a good way. Let's move this out of the way. Good way to reuse some of that plastic. I'm always looking for ways to reuse my plastic. I feel like my grandma. My grandma used to save every little butter tub and everything, and it was so funny. I'd pull out the butter tub from her fridge, and she'd say, "Oh, that's spaghetti, dear." Like, oh, all right, Grandma. Okay, so I have these sparklets. This one is in the Christmas Carnival. I was supposed to be adding these to my Facebook store, but I already sold out. Aside from this one pack, I managed to save for myself. So if you are looking for sparklets or any items by Buttons Galore, I am a retailer for them and can definitely get you whatever you need. I am going to, I want to swipe this packaging, and I'm not going to use all of this package because I don't want it to look like this. This hardly shakes. So around my image, I want it to be able to shake. And that means we need to put in a lot less than what's here. So I'm just going to pour it into another bag so I can swipe this bag. Look at all those crystals that are on the adhesive. So when that happens, I just try to pick them off while it's still inside the bag. And sometimes I will just cut this little sticky part off, and use the sparkles from there. But I think I got them all off. All right. And then this one, I usually put this because it tells me which one it is in with my mix. So I just repackage it there. Hope they don't mind. And now I need this sticker to come off because I don't want a sticker right in the way. So this one, I think I want to make it this one here. So I'm going to open this up and cut this piece off that has the sticker because we don't need that. So I'm going to trim this off a little bit too. And when you're doing this, there is a little perforated edge here, and that is what's keeping it closed. So we don't want to cut that off. If you do, by chance, you can still save it with some tape, or even if you have a fuse tool, you can use that as well. Now notice I did leave a little bit of the wrapper on the edge. That's because I don't want to cut this so small that I can't still get everything sealed in there. Now this is just one way of many to make shakers. So many people make them different. Some people use foam, some people use foam tape, some people use shaker domes. So if you are doing it another way, don't necessarily think that that's the only way or the wrong way or the right way or whatever. It's just like junk journaling. There's so many ways to do different things, and you know, sometimes you just get a different look. Okay, so we're gonna go right around here. And the thing about shakers is you want to get them sealed because you don't want your shaker leaking. It'd be really not good for somebody to go, "Ooh, this is a shaker," and all your shaky bits fall out. So make sure you use plenty of adhesive. And I use multiple kinds of adhesive. This is double-sided tape. So I am just going to put this around the image. Without going into the image, because that's where our plastic is going to sit, is just around the image. Now I don't use hot glue when I do these shakers because this little plastic bag melts. And yes, I found that out firsthand. Maybe my glue was just super hot, so I guess you could use hot glue if you used the cool temperature glue. It wouldn't maybe melt your bag, but mine melted and it put a hole right in it and shaky bits went all over. Not the best experience. So, Mr. Frapps is here. Hello. Along with, oh, he heard me say, oh, Christy heard me. Mr. Frapps heard me say that I have cutters I don't use. I think he's right. I have, I think, 2 Cricuts in the house. I have 1 Silhouette in the house, and I have 1 E-Craft, and those are all electronic cutters that I don't really use anymore. The E-Craft, in all fairness, I used that one in my business for doing vinyl years and years ago, and it is my favorite because there's no sticky mat needed, so it hangs out just in case I want to do vinyl. But yeah. Okay, so this we're gonna go ahead and glue this down once we put our shaky bits inside of here. So let's get our shaky bits in. First thing I want to do though is kind of measure how long this is. Measure. Nothing scary, but as far as like whatever, this is a rough measure. No ruler needed. And then I want this to go right inside the lip of the bag, just because we want that extra adhesive. And I'm not going to peel the wrapper off yet because we want to pour our shaky bits in here. So we want it to not stick to this tape, but I want to have the tape be able to sit down and to glue this down rather. Boy, the words have been hard for me lately. I don't know what's going on, but finding the right words at the right time is proving to be kind of a challenging task. Okay, we don't want it to wrinkle and crinkle like that. We want it to be as flat as it can. So, and it's trying to peel up. Let's do this. Cooperate. Here we go. I don't know why I lost the comments there for a minute. Maybe my screen did something weird. Okay, that did not work as I intended it to do. Ugh. This is kind of fiddly work, guys. So if you're not good with fiddly stuff, don't get frustrated. Just, there we go. All right, well, I did manage to get a little bit. Now look, I've taped it closed. Good job. Who's laughing? Who's laughing? I know on Facebook there's the little laughing faces. All right, not to worry. We can still get in here. Pull this carefully so we don't rip the bag. And now it's sticky, so when I pour stuff in here, it's going to be trying to stick. That's not going to be our only glue, so don't worry. Hi, Mary. Hi, Eileen. Oh, I'm your favorite crafter. You're so sweet. Okay, so now when you pour your stuff in here, I just recently did a book and I used glitter that was tinsel. And I didn't realize it was going to take over. Glitter kind of has a way of doing that anyways, but I thought it would just add a nice little sparkle. I'd be able to see my photo right through the back of it. Wrong, wrong, wrong. It took over. You can barely see that it actually shakes and moves because the glitter is just everywhere. So if you're not a glitter person, these sprinklets are definitely a nice option. You can add sequins, you can add beads, you can add, what else? Seed beads, a little sprinklets. These are sparklets, but I have what's called sprinklets. They look like little miniature shapes that are made from, I don't know if they're made from like polymer clay or what they are, but they're cute little pieces. Okay, this is maybe not the most effective way to put our stuff in here, but I got this sticky tape at the top. I don't want it to stick to. Glitter, oh great. No, we're not doing glitter. No glitter today. These are just sequins and sparkles. No glitter today. But that doesn't mean there's not already glitter all around the house, because I do normally do glitter. Oh. Mr. Frapps, normally, he knows. He's very patient and tolerant of my glittering, guys. Very. Okay, so when you're filling this, you're going to want to just keep filling it full, but don't do it because you want it to be able to move and shake a little bit. So when it's laying on here, you want it to be about the halfway point because you want that empty space. We're going to stop here. I could totally keep going, and I normally would, but we don't want to because we want it to be able to shake around. Otherwise, no fun. This stuff's just too crammed in there and it won't move. Sometimes you can still pour a little bit of glitter in there. We're not going to do loose glitter today. I have Stickles glitter to decorate the outside of our ornaments. So we'll do that instead. All right, so it's all sealed up in here from that tape right there. So nothing should cross the barrier, but we're not going to trust it because, well, it's little beads and sequins, and they have a tendency to do what they want to do. Okay, I have tape all over. We are going to put some liquid adhesive under here too. I always say tape for today and glue for tomorrow, so do all of the glue. Now this glue does dry clear, but I still don't really want to get it into where it can be seen. This is our work area. This is like behind the curtain of the theater, so you know, you can be a little messy here. Just hide your work, hide your workspace. All right, we're just gonna lift this a little bit, squeeze some liquid glue in there just because this double-sided tape looks like it's holding great, but it doesn't always hold that way forever. So we're gonna put that in there. I have this little piece of leftover that kind of did its own thing and I don't wanna waste it, so we're just gonna put it up here at the top. Here we go. And then, before I close this, I want to put in a piece of decorative paper. And the decorative paper that I'm going to use, ooh, look how pretty that is. How fun. I wanted to complement this shaker part so it doesn't completely take over. You could stencil on here, like, or keep going with your ink and just leave them blank. You could put photos behind here. Any of the things that you might want to do. Glittery paper would be fun. You can find a solid color to put in there. Let's see if I have something that coordinates. You could put more of this paper because I love it so much. Let's see, do I have enough scraps to do the whole thing? I don't know that I do. So let's see. We can put, no, I don't. How does the House of Paper not have the right paper right now? Okay, let's see. On my other book, I used this paper, and I think I might do that again, just because it really, this is the Metallics paper. Ooh, maybe I'll use the gold. It is a metallic, and it's really great because it has this beautiful feel and texture to it. I'm a texture girl. I like to know what it feels like. See, these comments keep going away. I don't know why it does that. You love sparkly things. Don't love loose glitter, though. Yeah, I know. Loose glitter gives a lot of people anxiety. I absolutely love it. I don't let it stress me out. Who was I watching yesterday that was like, oh, it was Bella from Bella's Crafty Studio. She just let it go everywhere. I was like, yes. It made me so happy to see that. She was just having so much fun and just letting it do its thing. Okay, so this is smaller than my other one. We'll see if that is enough. And it is. Okay, so we're just going to cut down here. Need to make it kind of close to the bottom because that last little bobble is right at the bottom. And of course, you could back these baubles with, you know, glitter paper, or the glitter paper doesn't leave loose leaf glitter everywhere. What did I do? I didn't follow the notch. I think I went to the wrong side. Blind Lady Snafu. Number 8,052,000. Oh. All right, let's see here. There we go. So when this goes in, now we'll have some gold behind it, these little Christmas baubles. And we're not done yet. Not done yet. I'm going to go ahead and glue this paper down, and then we're going to glue it shut. Now, if you wanted to sew and stitch around these, absolutely could, and that would actually hold your shaky bits in here for a little extra reinforcement. I'm going to try to squish these over to the center before I glue this down, just because I want them to know they need to live over there. And some people also do like a static-free kind of, they rub a static-free like a dryer sheet or something inside their little pouch before they put their shakers in there, just so the stuff doesn't stick to the window. Hi, Chris. What time is it for you, my friend? Chris is such a devoted follower of mine. I appreciate Chris so much. Chris is in Australia, and the time sometimes is really early, but nevertheless, Chris is a regular, so thank you, Chris. Thank you so much. I hope you do get some sleep at some point, but I appreciate you for sure. Okay, so again, this is just our workspace. I'm not worried that these corners aren't rounded. I'm not worried if it's not straight or any of those things. It's all going to be covered up right here. We're just going to glue this right down. And it's already trying to glue because I have tape in there. So again, here you can use more tape if you want to. You can use more double-sided tape. You can use whatever glue you like to use. I'm just going to go with the liquid tape here and go right around, try and get around all of these little loose pieces here. And then we're going to have some fun with these other little baubles. And we'll glue this in as a big pocket inside my book. Now again, this is totally different than the book, than the pieces that I'm doing in the White Rose Crafts book. So if you are following over there, don't feel like you're missing anything, because this is a separate book I was using as a prototype, but I completely messed it up with the die cutting issue. And just trying to save it. Oh, it's 8:41 a.m. Wow. Here it's evening. So Chris is awesome. Chris is watching me yesterday for tomorrow, because 8:41 a.m., I think that's on Friday. We're still on Thursday in the evening here in the Pacific Northwest. Okay. I love how social media just brings everyone together, though. Well, okay, let me take that back. Not all social media brings everybody together. Sometimes people post things and they like forget that there's still a human back there behind the screen. But that aside, the crafting community here, it lets us get to know. I have friends that I chat to in the UK and Australia and all over the US, and it's just amazing. Okay, so these little pieces that I cut out here, we have, this is the negative parts, and this is the actual die cut shape that we were trying to get. So I'm going to use this here, and we'll have this gold behind it, and I think it's just wonderful. So I'm going to take my Distress inks, and we will go ahead and ink these up. You can see I've already done it a couple of times here on my mat, because these also make great stencils. Look how fun this will be. Once I put some ink over this, we'll be able to see that it is working just like a stencil. And I may actually stencil some of these baubles right onto my pages, because I think it's so cute. So just like that, and we have this fun stencil, almost looks like a rose. And you can do them all over until you get your die cut about the color that you want it to be. Now remember, oxide ink is water reactive, so if you spray this, you might get some different effects. And if it might come off on your fingers, especially if they're wet from using a wet wipe. And here, you could also color these with like watercolors or your distress paints, color glows, any of the things that you color things with, you could totally go over these. Just be careful not to mess up the cut. You can use Nuvo drops on them, stickles, all the things. Do all the things, guys. Christmas goes all out. It's extra. Yeah, Friday there. All right. Yeah, so you're watching Thursday on Friday, but it's live somehow. So cool. And here you could still stamp over these if you wanted to put some extra images in them. I'm just going to leave them flat like this, because I think it helps them stand out like this just a little bit more. But look how much just that little bit of color adds, and you could run these through a texture fade or an embossing folder. Yes, it will need glitter now. We're getting there. Absolutely. And I have my Stickles glitter out. I have my gold Nuvo drops out. And then we still have some more of these we can glue around. All the things. Bring out all the things. And really, it's still just a few things. So don't worry, it's not going to like overwhelm the works. Or at least it shouldn't. Okay, so we're going to glue this. If you didn't want to do all of this extra stuff, just run it through an embossing folder. Some like little dotted embossing folder would be cute. Or any embossing folder that you have. It'll give it some extra texture. And it will look just like a Christmas ornament. How fun is that? Or a Christmas bauble, as Bella was calling them. Baubles for Christmas. We're going to turn this so it goes right in there. Now, the glue is a liquid, so that's going to activate our ink to do what it does. So just be aware. And the glue that I'm using gives me a second to kind of move things about a little bit. If you're using art glitter glue, you might not have that chance. And you can see just where my fingers have touched, because I have this wet wipe. I do have green on the wet wipe. The ink is a little less colored in those areas. You can take this and just kind of go back around if you want to add more in there. You can also use a paintbrush and reapply it. And that little piece is not wanting to stay down. Here's where our fine tip glue comes in. Now this is not as much of a fine tip as art glitter glue has, but I don't like those metal tips. They just clog up. Okay, we're going to glue that down. Maybe hold it for a second. There we go. Stay there. Stay there. No, it's being a pain. There we go. Okay, so there's that piece. So we've got one that's just shaker. Now, if you wanted to, with the shaker, you could still glue in this little piece right on over it, and you would still be able to see some of your shaky bits back there. I like to be able to see it just a little bit more than that, so I'm not going to do that. And that is still kind of not shaking as much as I wanted it to, so even less than what we put in there. So, you know, when you think you have enough, do a little less. Even when you think you need more, don't. Okay, and then this bauble, we can choose to put it in here, or we can leave it like this, and you know, you can put in glitter, of course, which I'm going to do here. I'm just going to outline it in glitter. You can put Nuvo drops to create little textured pieces. You could glue on rhinestones, so you get some bling going with that glitter. So many things that you can do. I don't want to lose the whole metallic part of my image there. And then Stickles also serves as kind of a glue. It is a glitter glue. This one is in crystal ice, so we've got some bigger crystals. It is still acid-free if you are scrapbooking. And it is a product made by Ranger, if you're unfamiliar with Stickles. Stickles are available from lots of places, but also from Close to My Heart. So if you are interested in supporting a Close to My Heart maker and you don't already have one, my daughter is one, you can message me and I can give you that link. Now I have alarm set, and I don't have a clock in here yet. I did just order one that I can see. Thanks, Mary. Mary likes it. So I don't know how I'm doing on time. Looks like we've been live for 47 minutes, so we're doing pretty good on time. Okay. I hope everybody had a chance to get their little intermission time in, get some kind of a beverage or a snack or whatever. Next up for me is Jeremiah Dreams Creations, and I'm sure she will have something amazing for us. So you can see I'm just going along the edge of this ornament here with this glitter. This will need some time to glue, so I can't actually glue this into the book just yet, but I wanted to get the glitter on before I put it in the book. When I put this in the book, I am going to glue it in a pocket. So I'm going to glue here and here and here, and then this will be a pocket. So we'll have one more pocket. And when you're talking about junk journals, it seems like you can just never have enough pockets. There she is. It's here. You will bring it home. Yay. I think that's my Amazon order. I think there's something else on the porch too. I just heard something get delivered and I'm so super excited. My Heidi Swap kit arrived. I cannot wait to play with that. It is a Halloween kit. It took literally forever to get here. Now I love Heidi Swap, but my goodness, it took such a long time for it to arrive. It's the do not enter or caution, do not enter, caution, I don't know. She had a sale and I went, okay, I need it. I was eyeballing it there for a little while and I was like, no, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. And then I did it. But I'm glad I did because it's so cool. And once I get that all done, I'll do a flip through as well. Okay, I'm going to take a couple of these and we're going to use our glitter glue here. And I can see the tape right there at the top of that little bobble. And I don't particularly like that because, again, I like to hide my working area in my crafts. And you wouldn't know that to be true if you saw my craft space, but that's the thing, see? It does look a little chaotic around here, but you guys have no idea the chaos that is ensuing behind scenes. This room is a disaster, mostly just because it's so full. I know Lisa said she has a ribbon wall, and I envy that, but at the same time, I don't have a wall to put the ribbon on because my walls are so full of die cuts and paper and all kinds of little embellishments and baubles and whatever. Okay, so I went around that. And then we put in this little sequin. Hopefully you guys can see that. I am still dealing with the shadows and the lighting here. Things had to be sad. You know what? Your room is probably way safer, though, if you have a ribbon wall than mine is. If there was ever, God forbid, an earthquake, this is not the room you'd want to be in. If there was an earthquake, you'd want to close this door and run. I have punches hanging on the wall. I have die cuts hanging on the wall. I have... Oh, I have things. I have things hanging on the wall. Okay, so this one down here, we went around the edge of this one and left the gold. This one has a shaker. I put the little sequin at the top, and I went around with glitter. I'm going to go around this one with glitter too, and I think I might still put a little shakery thing here at the top. I'm kind of liking the little pops of red, and this is just in the Sparklets mix from Buttons Galore. So these are like little flat back sequins and little flat back gemmy things. Piles and piles of stuff. Yeah, stuff. Lots of stuff. Keep it with the stuff there, buddy. But we could also do our Nouveau drops. Let's do glitter or Nouveau drops. I've already got gold. I think I'm going with the glitter. Glitter is always the best answer, at least in my world anyways. So I'm putting just a little dab of that glitter. This would be great to do with tweezers if you have them. I do have them, but I don't know where they're at. They're probably sitting right here on this desk. And of course, that landed, Murphy's Law, landed in the wrong way. It's all right. We're going to put it right there. Okay, and it's okay if it has a little glitter on your gemmy or your sparklet or whatever you want to call it. All right, and then we can go around this whole ornament here with glitter. Now, if you drag this across like this, remember our distress ink is water reactive, and while this is not water, it's still another form of liquid until it's dry. So just be careful and mindful of that. Not to say not to do it, because here I am doing that. But you don't want to like let go of your glitter and suck in green ink either, because then you'll have a green glittery bottle. So keep the flow of glitter going, keep the tube moving. If you're worried about contaminating your bottle, like I just mentioned, you could squeeze it out and paint this on, I suppose, but it's not that big of a deal. Just keep going. Wow, that is looking really cool. I don't know if you guys can see the sparkle, but it is really cool. Okay. So we've done quite a bit in the last hour. We did get our fabric on the book. We covered that funky spine from the file folders. We've made these baubles. We made a shaker. This is actually going to be a pocket too. We've added some glitter, all of the things. Where did my glue go? Here, or the lid for the glue. Here we go. And how much time do I have left? I've got a few minutes left, and this has to sit and dry. And our book, wherever it just went off to. Here it is. I did tie this little bow on, and now that this is glued down, we can take this apart from the bow, and here I have some cute little bells I wanted to use too. Mine are tiny. Lisa used these really awesome big bells for her decor piece, but I have these little tiny ones, and I got these for 60, I think 60 or 90 cents at Hobby Lobby. They were on Christmas clearance. They still had them the other day when I was there. So if you need little bells, they got you, and it's cheaper than Dollar Tree, guys. Cheaper than Dollar Tree. And so cute. They had all kinds of colored ones too. Don't forget to give Shauna. Oh, thank you, Christy. Yeah, I would appreciate if you guys would give me a thumbs up, like and subscribe, and do all of the things. My channel is growing here. My Facebook page is growing. So exciting. Yeah, make sure you follow all of the crafters today, and check out the other pages. Wow, this is a really tiny loop, and I don't know if this string is going to like that. Now some people might put glue on the edge here just to make sure they can get it. You could also put it on a jump ring, which if I can't get it here, that's probably what I will do. Blind lady eyes aren't good. Oh good, I'm glad you like it. So this is the cover. You can see how it resembles this other one. And this will go inside. So that's kind of a nice thing to do too when you're working on a junk journal project. Kind of keeps them, you don't have to do like the same, every page the same or anything, but it is kind of nice to use the same shapes, kind of do the same but different. My husband loves that phrase, the same but different, to add some cohesiveness to the book all the way through. Just makes it look like it actually goes together. There we go. Unless if you are doing like a totally eclectic piece, there are times when that is fun to do too, where nothing really matches, but it all just kind of somehow fits and goes together. Okay, so to add these bows, this is just going to be a little dangle here. This is my kind of dangle. Sharon makes these elaborate beaded dangles. Here I am doing one little strand on here and tying the knot. But I think it's still going to be cute and effective as well. So I just tied a little knot so it can't slide down, and then we'll put another one and we'll tie a knot. We'll put another one, we'll tie a knot. And then you can do as many or as few as you want to. And I think the bells are just going to be super cute. I do have a bigger bell that I think I'll put at the bottom just to give some gold as well. And as many as you choose to do is totally up to you. Somebody just got here and said hello. Who just arrived? Hello, LG. Hello, Linda. Linda Arms is in the house. Hello, friend. I'm so glad and excited to see some of my Facebook friends over here. We have a great Facebook group over there. It's one of my subscription groups that I work in. There's one that's actually mine. I don't just work there. It is my group, and it's called Frap House Fun, and it's for a monthly subscription fee. Whoops. Sorry, guys. Blind lady eyes don't string things very well. There we go. I think I got it. I did. Whew. Okay. We're going to have at least more than one bell. Yay. Yeah, we have a really great time over there. Linda is one of my members in the Frap House, and so special hello to her and Grace. Grace is one of my Frap House friends. And we have a really great time. We do a project called a Craft With Me every month. I send a little make and take kind of a kit, and we make it together on a live. We have lives every Friday where we do junk journaling, paper crafts, and mixed media projects. Now you can put these as close together or as far apart as you want. I realized I kind of put them kind of close together, but I don't want this to be the whole length here, so I think I'm just going to do like maybe one or two more, and then we'll do the big one and call it good. It's the best group. Yes, Eileen is in there too. She is one of my Frap House friends. And Funky Junk Inspirations, Miss Christy that's on here, she has a group to teach you how to use your Cricut. And I'm in that group, and I need to follow along a little better. I know how to use my Cricut, but we just don't get along very good. Yeah, and Christy makes it look so easy. I can cut vinyl all day, but not for t-shirt vinyl. I don't know what happens when you change it to the glittery vinyl. It definitely changes the way it works. And then I don't know what happens then when you try to cut paper from then. The cardstock doesn't want to work. I do have a Maker 3 now. It's my daughter's, but I can use it. And it's supposed to set all your depths and settings and all those things for you. So maybe that's just what I need to do. Okay, I've got those two up here, one here, and I'm gonna do one down here at the bottom, and then maybe in between there I'll tie some little ribbons or something. Oh, good. Thank you, Lisa. I know this is not a home decor piece, which most of you ladies today will probably be doing home decor stuff, but I always love representing the paper crafters out there. And even if you are will join along and do a paper craft now and again. You can make cards, you can make books. This was just made from file folders, so you don't have to have a lot of fancy tools or anything to do some fun paper crafts. And junk journals are all about using what you have. So if you have junk mail, if you have magazines, if you have file folders, any of those things. Oh, that one's got a fun little ring. I love that. Love that. It's got a jingle. We got jingle bells. Love it. I'm going to tie that one in a double knot because it's the last one, and hopefully we'll just keep everything in place there. And then you can leave this longer if you want to put some extra beads or whatever you want to do on there. But now we have this fun little jingly dangle here. Not as cute and elaborate as Sharon's that she sent me, but hey, these work. And there's one at the bottom here too. We could put a charm there if we want to, or we can just trim this off. We could actually tie it up here so it looks like it has been sewn with signatures, but really it hasn't. So this is such a fun little book. I hope you guys will check back at the channel for a flip through, or catch me over in the White Rose Crafts Gallery group to see how we made it and to continue following along. Definitely check out the next crafter in this event, which is Jeremiah Dreams Creations here on YouTube. Go check her out. Check out Lisa from Heart's Desire for You if you haven't checked that one out. All the links are in my description here. And then Christy from Funky Junk Inspirations will be after Jeremiah Dreams. Thank you guys so much for joining me here live on YouTube. So exciting. And thank you again to Christy and Lisa for having this event and inviting me. That's my time, guys. Go check out Jeremiah Dreams Creations, and I'll see you next time here from Frapps and Scraps. Bye, guys.